So, the Super Bowl is a few days away, and since I've done kind of sporty type of episode reviews in the past of Scooby-Doo episodes, I thought, why don't I do another Scooby-Doo sports-related thing, and it all being football-related. Those episodes being from the Scooby-Doo show, The Ghost Who Sacked the Quarterback, then the episode from Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo show, Pigskin Scooby, and then we skip a few years over all the comics to Scooby-Doo and Guess Who with guest star Terry Bradshaw. He is a football announcer, so that's the only thing that is connecting it to a football episode, not the location, and then not even the monster. Anyway, let's just get into these episodes, shall we? First up with The Ghost Who Sacked the Quarterback. This episode starts off with a football game in progress, 0-0. Scooby cheers for the Hawks, a little bit too much, flying into a trombone and then into a trash can. Star player Flash Granger gets put in. Scooby then sees our football fright of the episode and tries to warn the gang. Flash scores the final touchdown of the game, or the only touchdown of the game. As the Hawks celebrate Flash, he disappears. Then the freak stands on the scoreboard and says, then he vanishes. Sometime later, we learn that cops couldn't find anything, and we decide to go to the owner of the Hawks, Mr. Prentice's house. At his house, we learn of the rambling ghost legend. Back at the stadium, the gang investigate. Fred walks to the coach, and we get suspect number 1 being Crush Connors, because he's replacing Flash. As they're going to talk to him, he disappears before the punching bag. Standing behind that punching bag is the rambling ghost. They scatter. The boys dive into the ticket booth and then immediately give away their position. They get out of the ticket booth and then tangled in some sausages and then slamming down onto the others. They split up. The boys go to the training room. Scooby checks the lockers and sees nothing twice. Shaggy finds clue number 1 being a piece of paper. A rambling ghost turns on the mechanical horse that Shaggy is standing on. Then the horse breaks loose, running away from the Phantom. After some chasing shenanigans, they end up with the others on the roof. They go into the scoreboard operator room and find it trashed and a knocked out guy, being Mr. Ellsworth. They go back to the field and recreate Crush's disappearance. They manage to find a trap door and 2 tunnels. They split up. The trio find a ladder and go up to an old Hall of Fame room. Then they spot the rambling ghost and with that same paper. Scooby was chosen to get that paper. He succeeds, but also fails, getting the Phantom's attention and chasing them. They fall into another trap door, finding Flash and Crush. Velma MacGyver's a way out with putting Scooby into a thing, blowing it up, and then popping it. Back at Mr. Prentice's place, they look at the newspaper. He tells us, which has the now coach, him, and some others that he hasn't seen in 10 years. They make a newspaper title to get the Phantom out of hiding. The boys will sub in as Flash and Crush. Fred gives them a self-expanding football. At the practice, the Phantom looms. The boys run into the Phantom and catch the ball. They run. After a bit, the Phantom runs outside into a float. The boys land in that same float and finally give him the trick ball. That launches him back into the stadium. The boys then chase the Phantom with the float. They unmask the Phantom to be Mr. Ellsworth. But then Fred pulls off another mask, being his motive was basically for revenge for being fired. They also explain Flash's disappearance.
Using the touchdown fireworks to fill the end zone with smoke, the Phantom had the remote-controlled Hawk mascot swoop down and pick Flash up unseen by anyone.
Mr. Prentice then gives the gang free tickets on the 50-yard line for the next game. During that next game, it's, again, final inning, 0-0. Then, basically, the opening segment again, this time with the football sending Scooby flying into the trombone, and then the trombone shooting Scooby onto Flash and Crush. My thoughts. I enjoyed this episode. I like how Fred took off 2 masks, essentially. And the only thing I don't like is that they use a float to really catch the Phantom. I don't really, that just seemed weak. I wish the ball did do a little bit more instead of sending him flying back into the stadium. But yeah, it's also a kids show, so I shouldn't be looking into how they catch the things. That's just a little funny thing for the kids to laugh at. And just like how all those chasing segments were for things for kids to laugh at. And also, if he went through all of this just for some revenge, I would hate to see him in any other situation. Speaking of situations, the boys are put into our next situation in Pigskin Scooby. This episode starts off with the boys waiting in a line for hot dogs. They eat those hot dogs in a very strange way. They then take their seats for the hometown heroes. Those hometown heroes get scared off after seeing the Monrovia monsters. Scrappy won't let those monsters get away with it, so he goes onto the field as a ref, as the boys put on some helmets ready to play. The monsters surround the duo and tangle them up. Scooby loses the ball and runs after it as a monster follows. One of the monsters gets the ball. The duo stop him by becoming cheerleaders. He gets distracted and Scrappy snags the football. They then run into a monster and lose the ball. Scrappy stops them as a cop. The monsters hide the ball, and the monsters give it up after seeing the title.
This is your next scorer, Pigskin Scooby, our star fullback. You got the ball.
They run towards the locker room and come out as a parade of sorts. They then get tackled, but the trombone shoots out the ball. Scrappy catches it, getting the touchdown. And then sometime later, the boys are in the hospital and they got free tickets to all hometown hero games. And that's where the episode ends. I figured this one would be quick because it's only 11 minutes and nothing really happens. This was my first time ever sitting down to watch this episode, and it's okay. This was kind of in that era of where the trio, or maybe 4 of them, just piss someone off and they get chased by that person for 5+ minutes. And I don't really like that. The whole premise that you guys set up in the first 1,000 shows, in the first couple episodes of this show, like in Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? It's always someone you have to unmask, and it's always a monster. In the Scooby-Doo show, it's always someone you stop and unmask. And in the first couple episodes of this specific show, it was stop someone and take off a mask. So when they go to just unmasking or just running from normal people, because I know there's like an episode where they just run from an actual magician, and they just run from a surfer bro and his dog. So I just don't like that, this era of Scooby-Doo. I feel like, and like the 11 minutes also kind of make it a Debbie Downer. So yeah. And I don't even know how long the episode was. I watched it, stopped it, watched it, stopped it to write things down. So I don't even know if it was actually 11 minutes. But, and then there were some similarities that I found from this episode and then last episode. The trombone usage, they didn't even really like utilize the trombone in the first episode, but it was to shoot out Scooby, while this one was used to shoot out the football and get the touchdown. And I can see why the last episode was 0-0 the whole entire time, because these teams suck. Or they're really good, one of the two. And they get free tickets. I mean, free tickets for the first one, and this one kind of makes sense because they're like, you guys solved the mystery and gave us our 2 star players back. And this one, you won the game for us while the others ran away. I also was not expecting the title drop. Like, most Scooby-Doo things don't give you a title drop. maybe sometimes, because sometimes it's the tar monster, and like when it's episodes of the villain, then they're gonna title drop it, but like I wasn't expecting it in this episode. I had to change my schedule up a bit, because I was only thinking to do the Ghost Who Sacked the Quarterback and Falling Starman. Doing my research and watching Adult rank every single episode and do the crimes of every single episode of this series, I was like, oh shoot, there is another football episode that I failed to catch. So then I had to throw this one right in the middle. Anyway, let's get on to the next episode with football announcer Terry Bradshaw, the Falling Starman. This episode starts off with the gang on a drive. That drive gets stopped by a meteor flying by and crashing. A man walks at the gang. That's when you roll the intro. After the intro, the man is revealed to be They go check out the crash site and see it's a spaceship. As they get a closer look, the ship starts to beep, and it goes faster and faster until it explodes. They come up from the explosion, and we see our alien. They all run to the van. The trio go off, leaving the duo and Terry behind. Trio come back and save them. They drive to Terry's place. We are told two bread football throws later, a paranormal investigator bursts in. Then Daphne sees Jimmy, the ranch hand, and they all warn him of the alien. Then is taken out off camera. The alien breaks down the door. Alien chases them to a second doorway chase scene, and with more football references throughout. And Terry shows us his skill, I guess. Sports analyzing. They huddle up and convince the alien to not eat them. They tell Terry about their past cases, and he shows them everything the alien might be after. Terry and the boys go to Terrytown and get a little bit of everything. They get spooked by the pancake chef leaving in anger. They make football pancakes as the alien looms outside. Meanwhile, the others finish the trek, and they have to wait. And that's going to be the bit that they cut to every now and then. The boys leave Pancake Building and are instantly chased. They then use the spaceship as bait. Terry uses a forklift to throw the football building to stop the alien. Then a giant cane that misses, then trapping it in a giant donut. The trio come out. Shaggy wraps up the case wrong.
It all makes perfect sense. This guy here's a real space alien that was just flying over our planet and saw the giant donut from outer space. He got so hungry that he crash landed because he wanted to eat said giant donut.
But then Terry removes the mask to reveal Shaggy gets wrong again.
This investigator dude was driving by and he saw the giant donut from the room and naturally wanted to eat said giant donut.
Terry sees a crack in the donut and reveals the cash stored away. Then the paranormal investigator gives us his motive and backstory.
Megan had an immense fortune in cash that no one ever found. He always said that this giant donut is worth millions, but everyone thought he meant the business itself. But I suspected the money was actually hidden in the building, and I was right.
Terry gives him the cash mainly because he was impressed by all the work he put into the alien spaceship. After they catch more pancakes, the episode ends. I don't like this episode at all. I'm not a sports guy at all. Just a bunch of football lingo to tell you that this is a football episode and that he was a football player. And I would have liked a location change. Like, I didn't want it to just be his house and a bunch of other random buildings. Like, I would have loved it to be like at a football stadium. Like, I know the past two were football stadiums, but we haven't had a football episode in like years, so it would have been totally fine. Maybe one of the stadiums that he played for, you know? Also, maybe being a football monster would have made me like this episode a little bit more instead of just an alien. Also, the guy getting away with it. Like, he still almost killed you with an exploding spaceship, and he still chased you around your house. I just don't like that trope in episodes where, oh, we love you, and this project, we didn't want it to end. So we made this virus to keep you here. And that's in the TV and movie land monsters. Let's just end this football video. What episode is your favorite? I gotta go with the Ghost Who Sacked the Quarterback. Mainly because it's full 22 minutes and it's exactly the type of football episode that I'm looking for. His motive might be a little weird, just for revenge, but it's still a better episode of the two. Next Scooby-Doo review type video will be my favorite movies. So subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Click here to watch the playlist of all my Scooby-Doo reviews, and then click over here to check out my most recent video. Anyway, alright guys, hope you guys liked this video. If you guys did, please leave a big like down below, and see you in the next video.